Alright, we have the top 3 growth stocks for you in this video. That means that every single one of the stocks we want to show you has already proved itself in the past and is very likely to outperform the market in the future as well. And if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned for the last stock, as it has one of the greatest analyst ratings and is still below the average price target. But before we jump right in, just make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. If you never want to miss opportunities like this, subscribing would not only help us but also you. So there is really no excuse for not smashing the subscribe button. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe if you feel so. Okay, let's start with the first stock for today, Pinterest. So Pinterest stock has more than tripled over the past 2 years, averaging about 80% annually. It calls itself a visual discovery engine, where people find inspiring creators, shop new products, and seek out ideas to take offline. In practice, it's where people discover, collect, and share ideas. And although the company only began in 2010, it's already commanding a market value topping $50 billion, with plenty of investors believing it has far more growth ahead. And as Pinterest announces its first quarter results early next month, it's likely we'll see more staggering momentum from the company. Impressively, management guided for revenue in the first quarter of 2021 to grow at a rate in the low 70% range year over year. Also keep in mind that Pinterest knows a lot about its members because it has data about items they are looking at and following. That means it can offer marketers especially promising members to market to. Last year, Pinterest added a shop tab, which makes it easier for its users to transact. Alright, so before we come to the last stock, we have to talk about another company's stock with huge potential, Poshmark. Poshmark calls itself the leading social marketplace for new and second-hand style. It had its initial public offering in January, where it launched shares for trading in the open markets, with its shares popping more than 140% on their first day. They have fallen since then and were recently down 59% from their high, leaving the company with a market capitalization of $3.2 billion. But don't forget, this clearly is a young company without a long track record of publicly reported earnings reports, and there's a fine case to be made to give it time to prove itself. It's often smart to avoid fresh IPOs in general, anyway. Still, if you look more deeply into Poshmark and really like what you see, you might start a small position in it and build from there. If it's very successful in the long run, you may be well rewarded. But with that being said, we have to talk about the last stock we mentioned in the beginning of the video, Etsy. And if you haven't been paying attention to Etsy, thinking it's just a site where some crafters sell their wares, you probably don't realize that the stock has soared more than 600% over the past 3 years, and the company now sports a market value near $25 billion. As of the end of 2020, Etsy boasted 4.4 million active sellers and nearly 82 million active buyers. Those numbers generated about $10.3 billion in gross merchandise sales, up 106.7% year over year. The company noted in an investor presentation that, in a survey of Etsy buyers, 88% agreed that Etsy has items you can't find anywhere else. So although the company has already grown quite large, it has a lot more growth potential, in part due to international expansion. It recently entered the enormously populous nation of India, for example. Etsy is also growing by expanding its scope. Last year, for instance, it bought the music marketplace Reverb. Finally, the company's light business model is another big plus, as its growth doesn't require lots of new brick-and-mortar stores or warehouses full of inventory. Instead, it just charges its sellers fees. Alright, with that being it for today's video, however, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video and want to support our mission of providing free financial information to everyone here on YouTube, please ensure you're subscribed and definitely consider leaving a like. As mentioned before, it really means the world to us. Thanks a lot, and see you next time.